What's up, Pyromaniacs? Parastasis here. We're back in the world of Madpack 2, and I'm not dead yet, folks. We are making some progress. We got our little thing cooking over here. It's been running more or less off and on since the last video, and we haven't really made a whole lot of progress. Some of you guys pointed out that I have absorption, resistance, strength, and haste forever. I don't understand how I have this forever. I guess I ate enough of these apples to do it. I don't understand though, because that's weird. I'm not complaining though. I'm not complaining, so that's kind of nice. Since I've got absorption here, I probably don't need to put the absorption gem in my armor. I do believe one of you guys pointed that out in my video, so that might be a bit of a waste. Let me see if I can figure out who actually said that. One second. Pyro, you don't need absorption gems with all the ultimate apples you ate. You have absorption 10 for an infinite amount of time. That is Ben070289. So I guess that's correct, unless of course I can have yet another bar up here of absorption. I don't know if that's true or not. I'd be a little bit afraid to actually make it. What I may do is jump on a creative world and try it and see if that does it. Sorry, phone call. Anyways, if you guys know whether or not it'll add a row, feel free to tell me. Otherwise, I'll probably test it in a what do you call it? In a single player episode. Another one of you guys pointed out that I was kind of being silly with the, what do you call it, the fuel that I can get Adderness blocks. That's Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper pointed out that if I put an Adderness block in here, that it'll, what do you call it, it won't increase. I mean, it's still 400, but it lasts significantly longer. It's about 5 minutes as opposed to just a little bit of time. And Shadow Miner TM reminded me, which I did already know, that I can upgrade this to an 8X into a 64X, which is actually what we're going to be doing today. So to do that, and I'll go ahead and show you guys that real quick. Actually, I think we're looking for high temperature. Yes. So we have a high temperature furnace, which is this little guy right here. You can see that's set up. We want to get to the high temperature furnace generator, which needs 8 high temperature furnaces, which is easy to make because we can EMC those, but we also need a transfer node. Transfer node is in something called a QED. And QED, I have shown this in one of my previous series. That's this little guy right here. A QED is quantum entangle. Well, they call it Quacky Ender Device. QED also stands for Quantum Entanglement Device. Basically, I'm not going to give you a quantum physics breakdown. It's very cool. It allows you to basically link two things and is possibly the theory behind faster than light travel. It's awesome. You should go look it up and do some research on it, or just read a science fiction book, people. Come on now. So anyways, this is what we need to do it. You need ender-infused obsidian, which I'm going to show you in this recipe here. It's just obsidian and ender pearls. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. Thankfully, these all have EMC, which you can shove in there. You need a diamond etched computational matrix, which is burnt quartz. You just put some quartz in the furnace. That'll give you burnt quartz, 4 diamonds, and then another one of the ender-infused obsidian devices. You combine all of that together in one of them their crafting benches, and it will give you a QED. Now, the QED is nice. Whoops. Wait. Where did my other one go? Did I drop it? Or am I just... Whoa! Oh, okay. That scared me for some reason. I'm sorry. I guess we'll just grab another one. I must have miscalculated. It does happen occasionally. Anyways, now we have a quail eating ducks. Oh, that's cool. He's got it set to where every time you move it, it changes. That's awesome. Yeah, quantum emission decompiler. That's cool. So if I pop back in, it'll be, yeah, that's cool. All right, so we need a place to break this down. And basically have it to where we can set up a nice little array of these things. We've already set this area up over here, so I can't use it. So we're gonna go over in this direction. So let me, where is it? Right here, this is what I'm looking for. We're gonna try and be careful when we do this because I don't want any friends coming to pay me a visit. That should be plenty. All right, so we're going to put this right here. Now, this is nice, but without these things right here, it doesn't do anything. Interflux crystals are what power this thing. And the more interflux crystals you have, the faster that it works. So we're going to come over here. We're going to make, what is it, 3, 4, 5 of these. And then we need 1 of yous. And put you on top. And boom, 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 boom. There we go. Pull that out. And we've taught it. So we'll just go ahead and give ourselves a stack. Even though I don't need anywhere near that. Go ahead and put some of those back. I need to make sure this place is well lit over here. Otherwise, we're going to have something come and pay us a visit in a way that we don't want. Anyways, these can be nearby. They don't necessarily have to be touching. They really don't even have to be all that close, honestly. They can just be about anywhere, and they will affect what your, or that little thing over there, which is nice. It's really nice. All right, I'm going to try and cram that in there. There we go. That should be more than we need. It'll ought to be pretty quick. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll deal. We'll deal. All right, so now that we've got that, let's go back to the heated. Sorry. High temperature. All right, so we need one of these transfer nodes. So what is required for one of them? They're transfer nodes. We want one of these down here. This is the 4. You can make this recipe here. It's technically cheaper, EMC-wise, but I like this version. You can do whatever you want. And then there's a bunch of different types of sorting pipes that you can use. Let's see, which one's the cheap one and the easy one? There's a couple different variants of it. We want the rational. We just want the sorting pipe. Ugh, I hate these. All right, let's get some stone. See, this is one of the only things about... Really? Seriously? I can't just find normal frickin' stone? What about if I put that in there? There we go. Thank you. A lot of this stuff in this aspect is completely un-EMCable, which means you basically have to do this when you do it. And it's kind of an annoyance. I mean, I don't understand why they do it. I'm assuming there's some logic behind it. Maybe it's the, what do you call it? They want you to have to be able to produce this or something. I honestly don't know. I just know it's frickin' annoying in my opinion, but they didn't ask. But you know what? I don't care. I'm going to tell them anyway, right? Actually, I need some more cobble, don't I? Yep. Cobble. Only reason I'm making more of this is... okay, let's blank you. Give me some stone. There we go. Only reason I'm making more of this is so in case we ever need to make more of these, which we inevitably will, I don't have to make any more. That we'll basically have all that we'll need. There we go. So I'm just going to basically bulk up. There's a couple different recipes. That probably wasn't the cheapest one or the easiest one. There's probably at least 5 or 6 more that would do what I just did. All right, now I need redstone, ender pearl, stone, and a chest. So let's go chest. Get rid of you. We'll do a stack. I need redstone. We'll do 2 stacks, and I need ender pearls. I think that's everything. Whoops. Actually, we may want to, well, 16 ought to be more than enough. So if I recall, it's like this. No, I've missed something. Damn it to hell. I missed the stone. Yes, sirree, Bob. Took me a minute. I'm like, wait, what did I miss? All right, there we go. Put that back. I am horrible remembering these recipes. It's really bad. It's like anytime I play Minecraft, I just have this like short-term memory malfunction where it's just like, I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything at all. I'm gonna put this up here in the giant crate with a billion seared bricks up there. All right, so I now have these 4 things. We need some gold ingots, which I already have. And then we have the last little tricky part, which is this little monster right here. These things suck. So we need redstone, gold, and gold nuggets. That's fine. So let's do redstone. Let's get rid of you. We'll do a stack. Then I need gold. Whoops. I need gold. So we'll do a stack, stack, stack. Is there anything else that I might possibly need to get any of these? I do not think so. I think that's really all there is. Yeah. There's just different variants of these different ones. Okay. So let's come over here. Click, 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 and click. There we go. We'll make 4. I'm gonna go ahead and feed this to the machine over here because it's possible we might need it. Improbable, but it is possible. Pull it out. Click it again. Now we need one of you, which is just a combination. We'll teach it to this. There we go. I think I need one more of these real quick. So there we go, that's 2. And then we click here again. Boom. And that's gonna give us the breadth upgrade. There we go. So I can feed you back in. We can put you in here to teach it. You may never need it again, but it's always better to have more than you need than too few. Especially in something as complicated and annoying as this. Alright, so bam, 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 bam. Now we put the 4 in here. Boom, 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 boom. And then we put you in the dead center. And you can see that actually moves pretty quickly. So if we hadn't invested in this as heavily as we had, that would have taken significantly longer. Now you can also see at this step, these no longer have the ability to be EMC'd, which is a damn shame. So to make this into this, we're going to need 8 of these. To make this, or this into this, we need 8 of those. We have 7 now, so let's go ahead and see if we can't cap this out. I'm going to need some more breadths, so let's go ahead and do, let's see, boom, 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 boom. Let's go ahead and make, whoops, make a few more of these. And we'll just pull a 64 stack. That ought to make it pretty easy. There we go. And we really only want 8 of them now that I think about it, because we don't want to go overkill. Otherwise, it's just going to produce a shit ton of these things. There we go. All right, so we are technically skipping a step. I won't really skip a step. I will show you guys what the individual one looks like, but we are going to kind of blitzkrieg it. So we're going to run over here real fast. I'm going to pop you. Gimme. Okay. And then we're going to put you in here. So I'm going to pull, I guess I'll pull a stack of you out. Yeah, that ought to do it. And I know I just burned that. That may have had some stuff in it. No big deal. Okay. So we come over here. And we now have our 8. Technically, I made 9, which is outstanding. All right, so we click over here, put these guys in the center. We surround that with this, and that gives us 8 of these, which I cycle. There we go. I have 1 extra node. I believe for the next one, we need a badass transfer node, which is 4 of these to get 1 of those. We only have 1 at the moment made, and to get Bedrockium, this son of a bitch is expensive. But first off, let's take a look at how much energy this bad Mimajamma produces. All right, so we have our Adderness fuel. You'll remember beforehand it was 400. Now you can see we're producing 3,200. That's a lot. That's an epic amount of energy. All right, we don't want to burn it too long because screw it. You can see they also don't stack anymore because technically this one has a charge. All right, so let's feed all this stuff back into here so we can get our EMC back up, and we need to look at what we need to make the Bedrockium setup going. All right, so let's cycle real quick, get everything nice and organized. All right, so for Bedrockium, we're gonna need triple and quadruple compressed cobblestone. Not a problem. So let's do triple, which we've already done. And now we need quad. There we go. Quad. So we need 4 of each. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then 1, 2, 3. There we go. So now I've got the 4 and the 4. Whoops. What else do we need? Diamond block. There we go. Now, be careful with these Bedrockium ingots. They are rather heavy. And I think I just inverted that. Yeah. Pretty much anytime it's possible for me to invert one of these recipes, I will do it. Now, you'll notice as soon as I pick this up, I get slowness 4. That is by design. Recommend you teach it to the machine here, and you will be a happy camper, or a happier camper, I guess I should say. Now, to make this, we are going to need 3 more of these little nodes, which means I'm going to need more breadth first, guys. So we click here, breadth first. Pull out another 64 stack, because why the hell not? And the funny thing is, Bedrockium's not a bitch if you can fly, which I can, which is awesome. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out, yeah, I definitely don't want any more of those made than that, at least not at the moment. Okay, that gives us 3. We cycle you out. I'll put you back in so that you can be held there. That gives us the 4. Clear this out. We go boom, 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 boom. And we put the Bedrockium ingot inside, which instantaneously fixes our setup. And we can run back over here. Again, sadly, can't teach that to the EMC machine. And I can't teach this to the EMC machine. Now you can see right now we have 451,000 energy stored up. We're going to see if it keeps it. Last time we did this, it did. Pull that out. Let's slap this mamma jamma down. Did not keep the energy. But you can see it can hold 6.4 million. 6.4 million RF. That's pretty badass. We slap that in there and we're making 25,000 RF a tick. God dang. In case you guys are curious, that is actually more energy than we can move down a conduit at one time. 20,000 RF a tick is the max that we can move. I don't believe they've done an update on that. Conduit, right here. You can see 24,000, or 20,000 is the max. There is no more energy upgrades that I can see. So what we will probably end up doing is building one of the capacitors, I think that's what they're called.
Rampage.
Yeah.
The hunt has begun. You are the prey.
I don't really care if I'm the prey or not. Multi-block. This is interesting. I didn't know there were different capacitor banks. Huh. I wonder what the difference between a normal capacitor bank and a vibrant capacitor bank is. Holy shit. It is the creation, apparently. Holy God. That is one hell of an upgrade. So you can see 25 million RF is pretty dense. I don't know if I've got any emeralds. I don't know if we've actually found an emerald or not. We have. So that actually wouldn't be too bad of a deal. We do need to make some Octadic compressor or capacitors, which is kind of a pain in the ass. But we can kind of handle that without too much trouble. Now, have I made any capacitors at all? I have made the basics. So let's pull 4 of these out. To make a double layer, we need 2 of them, 2 energetic alloys, and a pulverized coal. So let's see. Whoops. Do we have any pulverized coal? I'm pretty sure we don't. So we'll take 1 coal out, bring it over to this little mamma jamma, put you in here. Boom. You can hear our little wasp that likes to keep us company by hanging out on the other side. And that sounds like a raptor. I'm not quite sure where he is. Hopefully he stays the hell away from us. Jesus Christ, those sound nasty. I don't like raptors. I mean, they're not as bad as spiders. I'm really not a fan of spiders, but raptors not cool. They're no bueno. All right, we need an energetic alloy. We need 2 of them. So we'll grab 1 and 2. All right. And the nice thing about these is you do only have to make them 1 time. What am I missing in the center here? The coal, that's right. The thing we just ground up, Pyro, duh. All right, so we put that in the center. Bam. We now have the double layer capacitor, which we are obviously going to want to move up to an Octadic capacitor. I almost had a quadruple capacitor. There we go. Actually need to put you back in, take you out. There we go. We are going to feed the rest of these back into the machine because we don't need them for now. And what was the mineral type? We need glowstone and vibrance. Glowstone and vibrant. Did I ever get glowstone? I sure did. Not the kind we need, but that's okay because you can upgrade. We probably should teach this to the damn thing anyway. Pull that out. There we go. Now we need, was it vibrant alloys? Yes, vibrant alloys. Vibrant 1, 2, I think it was only 2, right? So we put you here, boom, boom, and glowstone in the middle. Bam, we now have an Octadic. The Octadic. That just sounds like some kind of cheesy porno, doesn't it? All right, so we need 4 Octadics. We need 4 electrical steel. That's not a problem. Let's put the Octadic back in there. 1, 2, 3. That gives us 3. That gives us 4. We need an emerald. And then we need some more of that vibrant alloy stuff. Vibrant. I think we only need 1. Should. There we go. Put you in the middle. Bam. We have a vibrant crystal. Put you in here. We'll grab another one. That gives us the 2 that we need, I believe. Whoops. Where are you? And then we just need the electrical steel, which I thought I'd already pulled out, but I guess I didn't. Electrical steel. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I thought we needed 4. We don't. All right, put you in the middle. Electrical steel on the outside. I think for once I'm actually going to get this thing right. Boom! Wow, 25 million RF as opposed to 5 million RF. I wonder what the output is on this one by default. The other capacitors output isn't all that swell. Okay, so we're going to set our power field right up here in the middle because it just kind of makes sense. So we're just going to pop it right here. Going to make sure this is nice and lit up. And then this is a multi-block structure. So we're going to put it right here. Let's see. Input and output is, whoa, god dang, 25,000 RF a tick. Technically, we don't need any more of those. But, you know, since this is... this isn't called Sane Pack. It's not called, you know, Calm Pack or, you know, any of those types of things. It's called MFING Madpack, which means we're going to go mad crazy with this shit. So boom, 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 boom. And then we're, whoops, shit. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And I need to leave the power up because otherwise it's going to, you know, just not work out well for us. There we go. Holy shit. You know what? You know what? I don't even care. Let's bust that out of there. We need more. We need more power. This is unacceptable, y'all. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. That is now a DOOM reactor. That's what I'm calling it. The DOOM reactor. Holy shit. Max input and output is 900 freaking thousand RF. God dang, man. This thing right here would blow New York City out of the water with its energy. Could power the entire planet. Doesn't need your help. Fucking awesome. Alright, so we need to plug this bad boy into that bad boy. And we're going to allow them to directly interface. We're going to have a nice romantic moment here with some Adernus fuel. Holy shit! God dang. As we eat the rest of our EMC up in an instant. I'm gonna... Holy crap, dude. Yeah, we're gonna... We lost a little EMC there. It's just hardly noticeable. Alright, so let's slap that in there. Let's see how fast... God, look at that! You can't even see it! Jesus Christ! Wow! So we are actually feeding in at 25,000 RF a tick. Because we are touching, it is coming in as fast as it can. It is absolutely stunning that we are actually seeing the bar move. That blows my mind. 900 million RF before this capacitor reaches max cap. Now the nice thing about this is because we have the, what do you call it, these little conduit things. The power conduits can pull a maximum of 20,000, I believe, per connection. So what does that mean? That means if I connect one cable to one side and then one cable to another side, then we're good. Which is another reason it's kind of nice that we have this monstrosity thing built this way. So we're just going to run this straight along the top here to right here, and then we're just going to feed it over. And yes, I understand that is absolutely freaking hideous. I'm aware. But you can see, bam, we are just charging up like it is no big deal. Beforehand, this thing was just draining juice from our setup. It was merciless, it was evil, it was hurtful. And now it's like, I don't even give a shit. And we're still charging at a maximum rate of insanity. Perfect. We will never have to worry about power ever, ever, ever again. Yes, I know I'm being completely crazy and we're going completely overboard. But again, like I said, this is Madpack, folks. It's supposed to be insane. And I do apologize that the cabling for this is absolutely hideous. If you've ever watched my Let's Plays, you know that when it comes to looking pretty, I am probably not the person to watch. When it comes to doing stuff that is absolutely certifiably insane, I'm your guy. I'm your guy. Anyways, we will probably end up building a couple more of these high temperature furnace generators, just, you know, so we never run out of power, because I'm a little worried about it. I am going to leave all of these guys producing Zivico. We've made one Zivico essence this entire time. Well, in all fairness, this thing's been off this entire time, hasn't it? Okay. Okay, I guess I can't judge it too harshly. We are going to building 3 more farming stations here so that all 3 of these guys can roll with this. Some of you guys have pointed out that I should probably switch to gas tiers. I don't have gas tiers, or we already would have. There is a simple solution for this, and some of you guys have pointed this out, but I did want to point out how expensive it is. So if we go to Project E and we scroll down to right here, you can see the alchemical tome. Alchemical tome. This thing is a whopping 50 million EMC. 50 million. Now the nice thing about this guy is it unlocks all items with an EMC value in the title, which is nice. So that means I don't have to actually go and get a gas tier. This thing will give it to me. I don't have to go get anything that's elusive that is hard to obtain. This will do it for me. That means all of these things that I've never made will just magically be creatable because they've got an EMC value. The problem is it's 50 freaking million EMC. Now, I may get that money back. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know if you just read it and it unlocks. I don't know if just obtaining it unlocks, or if I actually have to feed it to the damn transmutation tablet for it to unlock. I don't know. I don't know. There's a way to make it work. One I haven't figured out yet, and we'll just see how it goes. But many of you guys have pointed that one out. I would give you guys a shout out, but that's been pointed out in my previous Let's Play. It's been pointed out in this Let's Play by several of you, and I just wanted to show you guys that I'm aware we just don't have 50 million EMC to spare at the moment. Anyways, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this episode. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series. If you do, please slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.